Hello everybody, Krydex here. Welcome back to Krastorio 2. So we're picking up right where we left off. I grabbed some more purple belts so we can purplefy this whole section. And we can that way have more than 30 on half of the belt, because we need the ability to have 45, well, about 40 on half the belt, which these can handle 45 per side. Which should then start to, the total amount of matter stabilizers on this belt should be building up. All of the copper put together can use up to 1.7 matter stabilizers. And if we look at our production rate, we are making, well, less than 1 per second still. So this is actually not giving a net positive. I wonder why that is. We actually might need to do something. Yeah, it's just the rare metals. It should balance out eventually, right, though? Because, yeah, I mean, the LDS will back up. Oh, the batteries are the problem. Interesting. What's up with the batteries? I'm out of copper for the batteries? Oh, copper for the batteries is way up here, too. Okay. So I need some matter stabilizers for that. So priorities here are a little whack. It would all back up eventually, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm trying to get it started a little faster. So copper for batteries is this top one. And you will get all 105 that I have, which will make 1,000 copper plates. Okay, there we go. And then that will make lots more matter stabilizers. Oh well, energy control units, which then will make matter stabilizers. Perfect. And then I also have 100 in my inventory from the base, because my base gives me a few, so I'll drop those into the loop here. And then that'll add even more into the whole mix. Eventually this will start adding up. All those resources have to go somewhere. I assume copper will be backing up soon. That can only start happening once LDS has backed up. And, well, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Once we're out of rare metals, which one do the rare metals make? This one. So these are going to stop. These are not being made right now, and then that means eventually, yep, the matter stabilizers are stopped, which means the energy control units will stop, which means eventually the LDS will back up, which we're actually going to see a little bit of right here once this backs up. And then eventually the LDS will back all the way up this belt, and these will stop running, and then the copper is going to back all the way up, and then once the copper backs up, then finally the charged stabilizers can get past to make rare metals. It'll all take a second. So I'm just going to let that slowly figure itself out, because it will. It will. And then we are going to work on the final step of this, which is actually the singularities. So I guess I need AI cores and blank tech cards, and that's it. We have the other stuff. And charged matter stabilizers, obviously we're going to have to wait until the whole loop is saturated to start stealing some of these. We need 3.58. Now, wait a second. 3.58. This only makes 4.7. Is that enough? all the copper here. This is the main one. This is where most of the matter's going, is into low density structure. Which, if I had a small balancing thought, I would reduce the low density structure cost per whatchamacallit, per energy control thingy a little bit, because that is pretty dang crazy. So I think the current cost is, where is it? 6 low density structure. I think something like 4 or even 3 could be more reasonable. They're still fairly expensive even if you do that. They just would require slightly less crazy amounts of materials. Anyway, it is what it is, but what I'm trying to figure out is why... Hold on. Everything's good with the stream? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Like, what's going on here with the charged... So in is 3983, out is 3943. Okay, so we're only consuming 0.4 in that whole loop. And then these other ones are almost insignificant. So as long as we are getting a full 4 point something out, which 4.7, okay, so that will be enough. That will be enough over time. Got it. All right, well, the LDS you can see is backing up, so soon the copper will start backing up. Anywho, we need to work on this so we can actually finish the build. That one's already done. I don't need that. Copper and iron, pretty insignificant amounts of it. Do I even have iron yet? Did I? Yeah, iron's right here. I put it in a chest. Okay. And then I will want to use this copper belt. Yeah. For the tech cards. And I'll put those on a belt. I think I will do that close by. Maybe right here. Because we already have copper. Which, I mean, I'm going to need a cable maker. Cable. Excuse me. You will make cables and, yeah, a far higher rate than will ever be needed. So we'll do that. Copper goes in. Iron is a requester chest, which goes out and in to that. And then we have a belt out. Okay, so there's the cards. And then these guys need crystals and blue circuits, which are right in this area. So this is maybe a good place for AI cores. That even has a rate of almost enough. If I throw 3 more, does that get us there? 4.7. There we go. So you'll come up, load in, and then the crystals need an offshoot. Can't be on that side though. Or that side. Interesting. We'll have to go one more over. Definitely going a little bit spaghetti here at the end. That's okay. Alright, and then nitric acid is here. We'll connect that up. And an extender, that should do it. There's AI cores. AI cores is also a fairly small amount of stuff, so we will use bots to move those around. Let me get this connected though. And let's see. then we need a quantum computer over by the tech cards. And the matter stabilizers... do I have one of those? Yeah, quantum computer. Alright, we'll just put this guy up here near the top. Maybe I can fit it by all these beacons. Productivity. There it is, the 5.14 per second. The tech cards are nice and close. It's kind of in the way. So tech cards go in. And then the charged stabilizers will go in, and the AI cores will be requested. $200, we'll call it just 600, make sure. The only thing that changes is the buffer. And then we will have some sort of priority. Well, actually, it's kind of interesting because this isn't going to back up because it's a loop. So I'll just have to wait until I know I have enough. Maybe I'll just split off these last ones, because these last ones will only run if these front ones can't find a home to put things on. Yeah, actually, it'll work if we have these as two separate ones. So these guys will be able to put onto an extra belt. If I connect this to here, then this can essentially have, because this can be a fully saturated belt, but then this one will have some on it as well, so we can have excess. Output priority will always be left though, and then this will give me some free, quote unquote, the extra matter stabilizers, which need to be piped over, belted over to here. I like it better when I can see what's on the belt more easily. That'll do it. So that'll be our Singularity tech cards. I will put those on a belt, and we will run that down along the path here. Get rid of rocks. No more rocks. Go away. And there we go. Run it all the way down to kind of the bus area. Go ahead and load into a provider chest. And we have technically accomplished 5 Singularity cards per second. I do need more matter stabilizers, but we'll handle that in a moment. I also need more fusion power, I assume. So that's something we're going to have to copy. I'm literally just going to copy this. And it does say it fits right here. So there we go. Did I not? I swear I automated those. Yeah, there they go. Okay. 2 are missing. Are those the large tanks or... Did we not automate these? Well, I can kind of just make some myself. Then that should go away. Maybe? There it goes. Okay. So that's another 3 gigawatts. which means we're up to 7.5 gigawatts. It looks like 9.5, but that's because 2 of the gigawatts are used up in making the fusion power. Okay, good. Our copper's backed up, so that means we're going to start seeing some positive feedback loopage finally, because once this one backs up, which is going to be very soon, and this one backs up, then we should see some matter stabilizers making it past the copper into rare metals. There we go. And making more batteries, which is necessary as well. And then, did I set this up wrong? Oh, I just never did a request for iron plates here. There we go. There you go. And now even charged stabilizers are kind of making it around the backside here. Also gonna need this to be purple. Okay. And now we should see, you know, we'll see how long the delay is, but some more matter stabilizers pop it in from this belt. I think I would prefer if this was more visible. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the more of those that get added in, the more charged ones there are. And now that this is all backed up, it'll stay backed up, which is good. And I'm imagining this has to be a positive feedback loop because our resources aren't going into the Singularity tech cards until... Wait, no, that's not good. That shouldn't have started yet. Yeah, I guess this is part of the problem. There kind of needs to be a buffer here. You know what? I need to think of a better way to do this. Because the problem is, it'll still split off matter stabilizers, even if I don't have enough to saturate the whole belt. I do have enough. Like, there's 2 coming by at the same time. It'll still say, oh, well, I'll put some out on both belts. But really I need to have like a stockpile of them before I start being able to pass them out. Probably the best way to do it is some sort of box buffer system rather than a belt-based one. Or, I mean, I could do a reasonable length of belt. Either way is kind of not pretty, but I think I can easily do a system like that. For example, here. Well, no, because no, never mind. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, I guess, the way I've done this. Can I just do a splitter with output priority right? Because altogether it's less than 45 a second in the... Well, maybe it's not less than 45 though. It's probably pretty close. Because that's 3.5 right there. So that's 45.5. Yeah, I actually do need some like here. You know what? I'm gonna do a much better solution. We're just gonna have extra chargers. And if I have so many uncharged ones, this will just be output priority left. And then if I have extra uncharged, then those will just go this direction and get charged up and sent to power. Or, science. So these will be the ones that go to Singularity Science. Ooh, 10K AI cores. Another achievement. We're just unlocking them left and right. Okay, so now what's our base looking like? 3 gigawatts of usage. Rare metals are running, which is a good feeling. We've got all the batteries we need. Rare metals aren't quite backed up, but I think soon they will be. As long as the production of matter stabilizers... Oh yeah, we're way above the minimum. Okay, so it's ramped up. We're probably going to have another couple dips, but when it ramps up, we get 4 per second, which is enough to actually supply the Singularity Science. But right now, those 4 per second are just going into making this belt saturated. And hopefully, eventually, we're seeing charged stabilizers making it all the way through this side. That's when we know we've won at the saturation game. Because a lot of these are going to the left as well. And that'll stop once the left side kind of... So yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're not quite there. But yeah, look at all these flowing in. Oh, and I have 15 more. Here, we'll just give ourselves a few more here. This is... I don't know why this is so enjoyable to watch. I love watching things slowly get saturated when they're in loops. It's very enjoyable. Because then eventually we're going to have so many charged ones that the uncharged are going to be backing up on the whole loop. And that's when finally we'll start to see Singularity Science happen. It will take a minute, but we'll get there. And then these things, I guess, are backing up too, slowly. Because there's a lot of plastic usage with the LDS. Do all of these... How much do all of these need? Hold up here. That does say I can use up to 48.5 or 49 per second. But not all of these need to run full time. There's quite a few where I have barely one needed. So hopefully 45 is enough to run everything. Should be, based on what our basic math here. Oh yeah, because some of these don't even use stabilizers. Okay. Hopefully it's enough. Okay, yeah, the charged ones are making it through the left side now. That's good. Looks like we stopped again. This is such a weird... kind of fun, but it's a weird loop. It'll back up, and then... something else is wrong, actually. Is it the rare metals? Why are we not getting... Oh, no, starting up again. That's so funny. Maybe this is the last time it will... Surely the... I guess we should check matter stabilizers. We should check that the production is outpacing the consumption. And these are the ones that will show as consumed when they actually lose the 99% dice roll there. So we haven't consumed one in quite a while, actually. So yeah, this should figure itself out. I'm gonna help it along even a little bit more. I'm gonna go get 100 more of the uncharged stabilizers because I'm eager to see that finally get fully saturated. So we'll let these be delivered. There they are. Might as well let our green belts be delivered too. There we go. Okay, we'll throw 100 more here. Now we're definitely getting closer to having full saturation. Nice. There's a couple blips, but it's getting pretty close. These are all running. Power usage at 4.5 gigawatts. And it looks like there's still not quite enough getting past all this. I wonder why that is. Yeah, I don't exactly know what's going on, because these all together, they do need 30 per second, which is less than... So yeah, we need this one to be backing up, which it's not, I don't think. Although, has it finally gotten there? I guess we need it to back up on the other side. Yeah, this is very confusing. I think maybe both lanes of the belt need to actually back up for this to work. So I'm gonna request as many as I can from the main base to just get this going. Looks like I only have 150 or so, but that's 150 closer to being saturated. But yeah, I think we're actually going to have to saturate both sides of the belt for this to work itself out properly. I'm sure I could have done this way better, but here we are. Yeah, essentially we need the uncharged ones to be making it around and keep going, and then that way there's a bunch of uncharged ones already on this belt, and then those are going to start backing up as well, and I think at the end of the day that's a good thing. We'll see how all this works. I could also stop the uncharged ones from going around again. Maybe that's a good idea. So we'll just have... Oops, nope, the other way. We'll have it like that. So the uncharged ones will stop when they get past here. And then those will actually start to back up. Yeah, that's a better idea. Because there's no reason we need the uncharged ones having to saturate this whole side of the belt loop. Because that's going to waste how many hundreds are sitting along all these belts. So this will speed things along. Except then you have this issue. Crap. Oh, I lied. Oh, that needs to be purple. Yeah, I think we do need the whole belt loop to be saturated. crazy. Crazy. I don't understand why this isn't quite getting there. I guess it is, because it didn't dip for as long that time. Whew. So, we will see Singularity Science eventually. It's going to be another few minutes, I think. But we'll get there. Let's also make sure our train inputs are doing okay. It looks like they are. Okay. Because that's the other place this can break down, is the components. I don't know. I don't know if our component build is making enough. Hopefully. Components. Consumption versus production. It does look like production's winning. We can produce up to 4.7K a minute, and it doesn't look like we're using 4.7K a minute. That might change once I start doing research with the Singularity tech cards and all the other tech cards. Oh look, Singularity Science. I see it. It's happening. These have backed up. It finally happened. Sweet. Okay, so then these... Hopefully I don't have some weird consequences where these get backed up because there's no room for the uncharged ones, but I think because they always balance out to actually consume the charged ones, we should be okay. Because if there's only exactly a purple belt's worth of charged ones, there can't be more than a purple belt's worth of uncharged ones. So I think we're okay there. And yeah, we are seeing Singularity tech cards. Eventually they'll get to 300 a minute, and my matter stores are going to be disappearing, which they already are disappearing slightly. They were at 200K. But yeah, I should be able to do some Singularity Science now. Can I, are you going to see that pop up to 1%? Or did I never request Singularity Science? I might not have done a request for it. All the way over here. Yeah, that one needs to be Singularity. Singularity, 600. Bango. And I have 330 already. Alright. And with 40% extra productivity, we only need like, what is that, 700? Yeah, about 700 tech cards to do this research. Nice. Okay, well, we've almost beat the game. I mean, that's technically most of what there is to it, because I think we have to do this research, and then we have to build that, and then I forget how we activate it. I think it needs a lot of electricity. But we have a lot of electricity, so that's nice. So I guess something I can do is work on getting some more matter going. I essentially want to copy all of this. This is useful to have. And then where's the biggest nearby ore patch? I guess the copper. Tap into that copper. Same way here. Definitely not going to have enough belts, but that's fine. We can at least get started on it. And then let's let's just copy some large. Here, just copy the whole thing. And paste what we can over the copper. Delete the stuff we don't need. Connect power down. And I'm gonna go get some more green belts. Actually, we're close, I think, to having enough. So I can probably just get that mini back with some, you know, good use of undergrounds here. Okay. There we go. Sweet, sweet. Now these need to be connected up, I guess, don't they? Yeah, I like that. That. Okay. So this goes over. Oh no, we're gonna run out of belts. So close. Guess I need another underground. Oh, it looks so cool though. When we come back, we can remove the underground. Apparently, I don't need any of this. Okay, so there's another 140 ore per second turned into matter. I am going to need to connect my matter down. I don't see any matter yet. That's because these are all the wrong recipe. Copper to matter. Oh, I need the efficiency modules. Alright, we'll just go back and get a bunch of stuff. I have some wasted belt. That's a good point. How's it going, Harding Grim? Could get a few back. Although I need more modules anyway, so we'll go fetch all that. How's all this stuff working out here? Not good. We stopped getting matter stabilizers. So that's not quite something I understand here. What I might do that I think will fix it is this and this. And we're going to allow this to build up to 1,000 spare matter stabilizers. We also might need actually a second one just to make sure this belt has kind of a full saturation on it. That. So I think that's necessary. Otherwise, because if this belt was longer, it would probably be fine, but the problem is it starts feeding stabilizers to this, and then we have a big wave of empty spots that consume all of this, and then there's extra empty spots. So we need a little bit of a buffer here. I think that's enough. Hey, glad to hear you've been loving the series, Harding. I've been enjoying it a lot too. K2's a lot of fun. It does progress pretty fast at the end here, where it's like, you know, you get Singularity Beacon basically at the same time that you can finish the game, which is kind of sad because I want to try them out. Here they are. I'm going to handcraft it. Well, I'm going to wait till I have beacons, and then I'm going to handcraft a few to try them out. Okay, there's all my belts. Oh my gosh. I had an entire forest in my logistics trash. wonder if I'm running out of storage. Can help out a little bit here. Okay, let's go put some modules in. Make those belts look pretty up by the copper. Yeah, we need to put speed modules in those still. That's on the list of long-term things to do. There we go. Nice and pretty. $136, but it is 8 million copper, so that'll last a while. This one's only 2.7 million iron. That's going down fast. Now, rare metals are interesting because I think their matter conversion rate is higher. Also, we have some extra that we don't need up here. So like rare metal into matter is 10 to 8, whereas regular is 10 to 5. So you get 60% more matter, but you need the, is it sulfuric? Immersite's the best at 10, and you don't need anything extra. So problem is there's not like a chunk of immersites where I could get a ton. You know, that one would produce a steady amount of matter for all of eternity, but only at a limited rate. So we'll just let things be the way they are for now. Looks like we actually... Well, wait a second. Why are those getting backed up? Oh, well, I never hooked them up. There we go. That's why these were all getting backed up. Now we should be seeing the front ones empty out at least. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's more what I expected to see. Okay, and then this last belt is needed. Okay. Except it's not, because those... Yeah, no, it's not. You can ditch all that. Because those can still consume the amount of ore these produce. So there you go, there's a little bit more matter. Still not an amazing amount. 136 copper is going to make about 70 matter per second. And how's this process looking? Not great. Still having these waves of matter stabilizer production that I can't quite figure out. I thought this would fix it. Maybe I just need more... Here, I'm being stupid as usual. I have loaders. But the problem is the loaders are on the wrong side of the belt, so... I need to, like... load... How do I actually do this? I need to, like, go around. This is so stupid. Oh, these need to be purple, too. That's part of the problem. And that needs to be a purple loader. Okay, let's see if that fixes anything. Oh, and a purple underground. Of course. Okay. Maybe that was the problem? So now we always have full saturation, I hope. Between all of these, they can charge 52 a second. So if there are any problems, it's just because I don't even know. I mean, the inserters don't all line up perfectly to have a fully charged. So why are these not running? Clearly, I'm not understanding something. I have a thought. The charged ones shouldn't be cycling around. Those should back up. It's the other ones that shouldn't back up. Let's see if this fixes it. I feel like I am just being a dingus somehow and not understanding why this is not working the way I expect. But if the charged ones back up, maybe that'll do what we want. Because there's really no reason they have to go all the way around. No, because now the uncharged ones aren't able to loop. Oh, I've really gone and done it now, haven't I? Their output blocked because of the uncharged ones. Clearly, I'm an idiot. Somehow. I guess what I need to do... How do I even fix this? Probably with belts and stuff. Wow, you can see the gears turning very slowly today. Alright, we're just going to take a whole new approach. We're not going to loop it. We are going to have a buffer. Well, there's already a buffer on this belt. But I'm just going to have one, just so I have it. We're going to have a buffer of the charged ones. I am going to keep them on the same side. So I need a purple loader here. Okay, so we're going to have a buffer of, yeah, we'll just say 400. Why not? So that's going to back up. Then, there's going to be a buffer here. Maybe here, because then it can go onto that side of the belt. That's inconvenient. No, I guess that works. Fine. Okay. And that buffer is going to be 400. So then, that way there's always things to charge. There's always room for the uncharged ones, right? And then the charged ones are just always backed up. So then these will stop running. This is, yeah, this is gonna work, I think. Let's see. We should see any second now. Yeah, production ramping back up on matter stabilizers. And if I did everything right, because everything's already backed up, that shouldn't ever stop. And power's not a problem, right? Yeah, power's fine. This should never stop. Because we're always getting less of these back. So this is never going to back up. It shouldn't. Now, the way that I have it set up. And then there's always a little bit of a buffer, so there's a fully compressed belt. That might have been part of the problem, was the full compressed part. Because we're using such a close amount to 45 per second. Maybe that was part of the issue. I don't know. I feel like I've done this with like the filters in Bob's Angels before, and I've never really had problems, but clearly I was doing something wrong here. Maybe it's the 99% return rate. I wasn't factoring in properly because the filters are a 1-to-1. You never actually use them. So once you have enough in the loop, you don't need to add more. Maybe that was part of the problem. It got locked up with the adding. I don't know. But now these are going to start backing up. I'll have these just go to like 200 actually. Because I don't think we're going to need more than 200 on this little buffer. Now that this is running constantly. If I've done everything correctly. Which is a huge if. But I think we're good now. Hopefully. We'll see. If these drop down big time, I'm going to be very sad. Because I can't see a single reason why they should. See, what is this? How are these backing up? There's a full purple belt going out at most, so that should mean there's a full purple belt coming in at most, right? How is this not working? There's no productivity here. So at most, a full purple belt, I say full purple, I mean the single lane of purple. So 45 is being consumed per second at most. Oh no, it's not true because of the split. Because of this split, when things are backed up, it can be up to 75 per second. That's what's happening. So I need both of these to flow into this chest. Not, okay, so I need to remove that. I need this to come here. And I need this to also flow in. Technically, a green rate is fine. And then let's just change this around. I have an idea here. It's kind of actually pretty. This will only turn on, this belt, if the chest is less than 400 matter stabilizers. And then the rest of them are just going to come from this. And then we'll let the whole thing go up to like 600. And we'll change that to 200. These don't need to be quite this big. So there we go. And then I actually need to take a few. Oh my gosh. So much stuff. I don't even know. I think I need to take a few out of the loop. I'll put them over here for science. Take another 100 actually. See how this does. Yeah, so the issue was the max kind of input rate of the uncharged stabilizers needed to be more than 45 because of the way these two belts are aligned. When the charged ones are backed up, we can get more than 45 back, and that was creating issues. So I think now we should be good. Everybody has room to output their uncharged stabilizers. Those are fine. This guy should kind of hover around 200. And this will kind of plop a few in there whenever it drops below 200. Right there, it just happened. And then those will fill back up. Perfect. Okay. And then I'll just kind of put a few here to make sure this backs up properly. Yep, that backs up, and then they start flowing into science. Okay, whew, that was way harder to debug than I thought it would be, and I think if I had done this earlier, we would have been fine. I think this was the main issue. Just the amount of uncharged being able to be higher than 45. I needed to have one purple belt looping through both of these, and then back, rather than splitting off and merging. That's where I got into trouble, was the splitting off and merging. I still am not totally certain why that broke it, because in my head says that should still be fine, but it's not. It's not. So there we go. We fixed it. We should see this be constant forever after this. Remains to be seen if that's how it works. Who knows? Maybe I still broke it. And this will also run out of matter eventually, but for now it's quite fine. Cool. Okay, let's take a look at the Singularity beacons. So these guys are only 2x2 instead of 3x3, so they're tiny. And they distribute at 75%. So you can get insane rates. Let's just use an assembler kind of as a example here. So with the current system, you can get a maximum of 2.94 LDS. But if we were to space things out a little bit here and use a bunch of the Singularity beacons. So remember, 2.94. Where even are they? I lost where they sit. There they are. 3, you can fit 4 on a side, plus, depending on how careful you are with loaders and everything, like if I shifted these all up 1, I can even fit another one over here. So 2.94, or just a crafting speed of 42, that's probably easier to think about. All the way up to a crafting speed of 79.5, that's almost doubled. Holy cow. And if we want to, we could even fit one more, have a loader come out like that. So for up to 3 full belts or 6 half belts or some combo of that and 1 output, and I don't think there's another way we can do this, right? Because all of the beacons are spaced maximum distance away. Oh, I could move these over and have 2 more inputs, outputs. So we could even do this. And that still gets you a total of 4 in and out, although then the problem is you're using vertical and horizontal, which means you can't tile this easily. So realistically, I think this is probably more realistic. You're just using the left and right side for belts, ins and outs, and you can get up to 83.25, almost exactly double what it was before, 5.82. Gosh, that's insane. A crafting speed of 83. So let's look at something hilarious, which would be how fast you can make copper cable. 466.2. That's 5 purple belts. That is 5 purple belts worth. And 2 purple belts coming in. So, I mean, you would actually need to take off all these to even have enough belts for the input and output of copper cable. That's insane. So yeah, that's Singularity beacons for you. Obviously, if you're building a mega base, that's how you do it. You pretty much do what I did here. You know, you put Singularity beacons in the top and bottom of each of these, and then you just get absolutely crazy rates. We could revamp this if we want, but there's really no need. I'm curious how much we have. We have a full 600 plus the belt plus what's in the buildings. I'm gonna call that 1,000, and then here we have another 1,000. So I think I'm actually ready to go for the transceiver recipe. Although we gotta do you know, antimatter reactors, right? Yeah. Come on. Can't do that. Can't finish the game without antimatter reactors. Also, how much does that strain our power? Up to 6 gigawatts. Up to 6 gigawatts. I will make some more Singularity beacons by hand. Oh, not yet. I need the materials. And then I will throw these into the mix for my research buildings so we can speed up research a little bit. All right, that number, there we go. Okay, that should be enough for now. You can do a nice boost. Nice little boosty. So then these will go... Yeah, those can go every other. And then I can just fit however many I can fit in between. So that takes these from a speed of 5.77 or 6.65 to, wow, triple that. So I just tripled that block of 2. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half blocks of 2. So, and we just add basically 2 more. It's a pretty significant speed boost. Definitely boosted my power usage as well, but that's fine. We have the power to spare. This guy by himself is 104 megawatts now. Do I have more? I do. Let's do that again. It's crazy how long this research takes. It's 2,000 minutes of research, which is how many hours? 10, 20, 33.33 hours. 33 hours worth. So that does add up, I guess. All right, I'm gonna keep making these. Alright, let's check our matter stabilizers. They have been fluctuating, but at least they're never going down to 0. It's probably worth checking out what the cause of that is. Because everything should be backed up, so they shouldn't be... Oh, maybe the matter stabilizers themselves are backed up. That could be the case. If that's the case, that would explain it. They're not, though, so it doesn't totally make sense. This is a little short on plates. Plates are a little short on powder. Powder is short. Don't know why powder would be short. Powder's over here. Oh, is it just an inserter issue? Am I... Yeah, it's probably the inserters. I think I don't have enough inserters on each building. So the belts weren't fully saturated like they should be. Even now we kind of run a risk because of the way we're doing it, where like the inserters kind of stop for a second to grab the other, and then that desaturates. Let's I mean, I guess loaders prevent that with a merger of some sort. So a better method is just load out, do that, load out here, and merge. And that way they always kind of make a full belt's worth. Let's do that here too. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. And technically these can even drop onto that side, which is kind of weird, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay, so that should fix the issues we were having there, I think. There could... As long as the crystals are backed up... Because this can use, you know, maybe more than it's supposed to use. Right? And so then not enough is left over for the matter stabilizers. But if the crystals are backed up, only being used at the rate they're being used, then we should be okay. So yeah, these are starting to back up now. Okay. Which is what we want. And then that'll let more immersite powder through, and that will make everything work better. So then those two can make 17. Not quite enough to keep this going constantly, but that's kind of the final product of this whole system. Everything should back up, and then the rest of the resources kind of get poured into the matter stabilizers. And those are backed up. This has all been flowing properly, and then that's where the science really comes from. Technically, there's the AI cores as an input too, but those are backed up. So our limiting factor is the charged stabilizers. And altogether, we are getting, in terms of Singularity cards per minute, not quite our full 300, but it's very close, 260 per minute. Which does mean our matter is probably decreasing. Yeah, we're down to like 150k now. But our antimatter reactor's finished, so I can build one of those bad boys. And we can get that built and then finish the game. I would end the episode, but we're so close. I think we'll just get that research going, build our antimatter reactor just to see what it does. There it is. Immersium plates need more. Also, I'm just going to get rid of a bunch of concrete here and rails, because those are taking up my inventory. Don't need a module inserter. So, with an antimatter reactor, I'm also going to need to make those fuel cells. Where did those go? Here they are. That'll need to be made in a building, and then I need matter into an empty antimatter fuel cell. And that makes 300 gigajoules. 1,000 matter. 1,000 matter can be made from, well, a lot of things. But remind me how much. So 1,000 matter is like 2,000 ore. And we'll see how productivity can be involved in those, but I do need a matter assembler for those. Anyway, can I make this yet? Yeah, I can. Okay, so we got that crafting. I have a bunch of matter up here, so this is where we'll have to build our antimatter plant. And I even need nitric acid for these guys. Which is right here. Okay, so advanced assembling machine. Do that. Can you be productive? You can. Look at that. How handy. I'll just feed you some stuff by hand. I do need some more plates. Here, feed me the plates you get. Okay, so there's the empty antimatter fuel cells, and then what was it to make the full ones? It was a matter assembler. Assembler. Put that up here. Ta-da! Alright, I don't know how many I need, but 5's probably enough. Can I do productivity? No. That makes sense. Hook that up. And then we throw down... Where is it? Oh, it's still crafting. The crafting time is 5 minutes. Wow. But yeah, I mean... Let's see. How much energy does it take? Because obviously it costs a lot of energy to make the matter. So let's just look at the basics. 25 megawatts to make 5 matter. That means each matter is 5 megajoules. If each matter is 5 megajoules, because this happens in 1 second, then that means 1,000 matter is 5 gigajoules. But we get 300. You know, the amount of power this takes is pretty negligible. 5 seconds of 50 megawatts is another 250. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? Yeah, we are basically about to finish the game here. And we got antimatter fuel going. So I have an antimatter reactor just to try out. Make sure we can see all the cool art that this game has to offer. And it looks like the fill for me already put one in. And that can just produce up to 3 gigawatts without any steam or anything. So very UPS efficient. And these antimatter fuel cells are awesome. And I can just do that, and they'll just loop around, and that's free power. It's free real estate. Yeah, and I mean, what did I say? It's 2,000 ore? 2,000 iron ore for 300 gigajoules. So 2,000 ore, or well, 300 gigajoules, so that's megajoules per 2,000 ore. That's 150 megajoules per ore. I mean, that's pretty insane. What's our uranium numbers, just to compare? So this was a 10 gigajoule output for 5.6 uranium for 10 gigajoules. Okay, uranium's still far more power efficient per ore, but 10 gigajoules per 5.6. Yeah, I mean, uranium's about 10 times more energy dense, but considering the simplicity of this type of setup, and no, never mind. It costs 2,000 ore no matter what. I was just thinking I can save some power, but that just means I use less of the 300 gigajoules to make the 300 gigajoules. So that still isn't going to net me more total energy per input ore. But yeah, there you go. That's antimatter power. For the late game, you could easily just make, 10 of those, and there's 30 gigawatts. And you just need some big ore patches. I would probably, if I were to go into a mega base mode for a super late game, I would get a train track. I would take it way out to here, where the ore patches are huge, and I would make matter, and I would actually potentially make it into matter cubes, because then one train full of matter cubes is just an insane amount of energy and materials. And then I would just kind of rebuild everything to be like this, where everything comes from matter. And that would be it. And I might use more bots for everything other than, like, the science tech cards. So, like, all the buildings would be... Like, everything for the mall would be supplied with bots, and then there would be matter plants that, you know, make things like copper and just put that into provider chests. And so all of the basic materials that I need for the mall would be made by matter assemblers as well. But yeah, intergalactic transceiver is done, so we now got to build that, which needs some materials I don't have, I think. There it is. Yeah, we need a lot of stuff. Hopefully we have enough. I might need to steal some of this stuff for a minute. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here for a second. Because we need how many? 500? Yeesh. Well, that is a lot of energy control units. We're up to 200. I'm just gonna let that back up. And I'm gonna let this back up. Because I need a bunch of these too. 500 plates. I think I have the 500 beams. I have the AI cores and rare metals and the concrete. And then that's a 600-second crafting time, so I will make that in an assembler if I can. Okay, I should have enough left at my base for those. Same here. Okay. There we go. So we just got to make sure that's 500. The control units, wherever they are 500. Concrete is 800. Rare metals are 1,000. And then I'm going to use the fastest crafting speed I can get. Just going to be one of these. To make the transceiver. So I don't have to stand there crafting for 5 minutes. I don't have any more Singularity beacons on me, I guess, but that should help. Oh, beams. I need to grab some beams. MRCM beams. Da-da-da. Oh, really? Come on. Alright. There we go. 30 terajoules. That is a lot of power. I think that's how much power we need. And I don't know if I need materials. I guess we'll find out. But transceiver complete. Just for kind of poeticness, I will put it at the end of my bus. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I need more concrete. Just kind of put it at the end of the bus. Visually, that will be pleasing. Do we have more concrete? Yeah. Definitely didn't need too many logistics bots for my base. You know, I'm pretty proud of myself. I normally rely very heavily on logistics bots, and we did not in this playthrough. We only used them really for the mall and a couple, you know, there's a couple things I'm using it for here, the really low throughput items, but I'm very proud of myself. I tend to use bots way more than that, so... Alright, transceiver. Perfect. And yeah, it just needs power, I think, so we'll hook this up. It will suck all the power it can get. And, yeah, it's an accumulator. Okay. But why is it not actually accumulating? It requires at least 15 gigawatts of power input to charge. Oh. Well, I guess that means we need... You know what? We need some more... What are they called? Antimatter reactors. Well, I already have fusion. Maybe I should just do more fusion. No, that's way more than one of these. Okay, I'm gonna call an audible here. Because I don't need a ton of Singularity, whatchamacallits, researches anymore. Also, I should probably do a second episode here. I need to call it an episode, and we'll finish the game in the next one. Or at least we'll get ready for the power needed to finish the game in the next one. So, for those of you on YouTube, as always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the final video.